San Francisco, California. Please make some noise for Josh Johnson!
I've been having trouble. I can't stop thinking about how we've gone from this like 36-hour news cycle that we were kind of in last year to now this sort of 12-hour, maybe even 6-hour news cycle that we're in now. It's just everything bombards you all the time, and there's no time to take in a story as it's happening. As soon as a story happens, there's another thing to replace it that's the big deal for this 20 minutes, you know? And it's hard to even vet stories now. Like, there'll be a story that seems like a big deal, but the more you think about it, the more you're like, why'd you tell me that? But it'll be big news for a second, and then it'll be like, oh, but then that was just wasting my time, okay? Like, I don't know if you saw, but apparently after all this time, they've nailed it down. They've solved it. Apparently, we got Jack the Ripper. Some would say a little late. Some would definitely say that all the women alive now are worried about the men alive now. But at least we got Jack the Ripper, you know? He eluded us for a while, but he couldn't hide forever. Apparently, some guy claims he nailed it down with some DNA, and after I finished reading it, I was like, yep. Think he got away with it. Because that's the thing, it's like you're inundated with so many different notifications, so many different news stories going down the line. You can't even enjoy the little things that aren't even quite news, but like, remember when a video would be viral for like a whole day? And we'd all share it for like a day. We at least used to have a day. And now there's so much news, you don't get to enjoy anything for like a full day. And not everybody even sees the thing that's dope. Like, this is just me personally, but I've very much been enjoying how terribly these Dove releases have been going at funerals. In case you're not familiar, there are some funerals where everybody can't get like a 21-gun salute or anything like that. So they'll do something special, whether the funeral director suggests it or the family wants it, and they'll have these doves. And it depends on how they want to do it for the funeral, right? Some people say some sweet words and they release one dove at a time. Some people say some sort of message. They give a eulogy either at the cemetery or at another special place to the person that passed, and then they release all the doves at one time. But one thing that's been happening consistently is they will stand people in a line and give them the cue to release the dove. And when you see a dove release, it does make you feel something. It's like a powerful thing. I understand why it's such a symbol for people. But the last few videos I've seen, the doves do just sort of die rather than fly away. There's one video that is truly spectacular. It is art to the point where I worried it was a sketch. There's 3 family members standing in a row, and his first one's cute to throw the dove up, and she goes, even bends her knees a little bit, really give it some oomph, and the dove bounces off her hands and then bounces off the ground. As she snaps back, she's like, ooh, I hope that's not an omen. And then the second person releases their dove, and that dove flies off beautifully. And you're like, okay, not so bad. And then the third person goes to release his dove, and I think he knew his was dead. If anything, I feel like he pitched that one. He was trying to, like, if I can toss it high enough, maybe it'll wake. There was another funeral where they were doing dove releases, and they had like 5 people lined up, and they were doing a different like stanza to this poem, and at every break in the stanza they released one of the doves and stuff, and they were getting close to the end. So this I don't know if this woman was number 5 or number 4, but she was whispering at the funeral director the entire time, "He dead." And the funeral director's like, what? Hand me another one, he dead. And the funeral director's like, that's all I brought. What do you mean that's all you brought? He clearly dead. She's like, funeral director looking at him, trying not to interrupt the beautiful poem that's being read, and he's like, no, he's asleep. He's asleep, he'll wake up, just throw him, he'll wake up. You throw him, he'll wake up. And they released the second picture, and the third picture is right here, and she's like, this is a dead bird in my hand. Don't play with me. Find another bird. And he's like, I swear it's asleep, just throw it. And then the third person throws theirs up, and then they read the poem, and the woman's standing there like, you could tell they get the like last couple lines of the poem, and this woman holding this bird goes, she just trying to like wake this bird up, and then they end the poem, everybody looking at her, and the field director like, and then sure enough, she go to, and the bird just plopped down. And she was looking at the field director daggers like, this your boy? And then the 5th person, their dove fly off no problem. So everybody got a good dove, except for her. I felt for her. One thing I don't know if everybody thinks about when it comes to those dove releases is where they go. What's next? I don't know anything about this, so I don't know if the dove returns and they just know to go to the funeral director's house or something. I'm assuming they start a new life. Like, I'm assuming the dove gets thrown in the air. It was like, what a beautiful ceremony. I didn't know them, but y'all sent them off right. And then they fly off and try to get things going themselves. I'm just trying to imagine what it would be like to be like a released dove at a Bronx funeral. You're a released dove at a Bronx funeral. And then you land on some roof somewhere. You're like, all right, I guess I gotta get my bearings. And then a pigeon land right behind you, just, what's up, sweet thing? Pigeon just seemed like a very rub the belly bird, It's like, how you doing, huh? Hey, you looking fine as hell. No spots or nothing. Hey, you must be new to the city. Let me show you around. I know where the good spots are. But that's the world we're in now, Nothing but news stories, nonstop. Everything's coming at you. We've gone from this 36-hour news cycle to 12-hour, 6-hour, 4-hour on a really bad day. And you cannot care about everything. You can't, you want to have empathy, and especially when something's big, you want to care about it for as much attention as you feel like it deserves. But then another thing happens, and you're just daisy-chained bad news all the time, or what's supposed to be important news all the time. And so sometimes things fall out of your head because you're like, I can't focus on everything at once, and some things I can't do anything about. you know? And so after a while, you haven't heard about something long enough, you just assume it's been resolved if nobody's talking about it. But nobody's talking about it because there's so many things to talk about. And you also have to measure up how you feel about the world right now with the fact that everyone trying to give you news about the world also wants your money. They want a subscription from you. So they're just inundating you with all this stuff because, like, maybe you'll like news from us. So we'll just keep sending you notifications. Because there's always a lot happening in the world. That's not different. The fact that we have access to it is different. Like, I was thinking about all of this last week. I was just sitting there and thinking to myself, dang, we never did get those astronauts down. What's the plan? That was a while ago. We should probably do something about that. And look, it's not like I can do something about it. You know, I care, but I can't help. It's not like when your loudest, dumbest friend is in a bar fight, you know? And they're over there talking trash, and you're like, he over there, though. I would never be able to get there in time. There's nothing I could possibly do. He's kind of on his own, which is a shame. I wish I could help, but he's all the way over there, and that other guy is very big, and no one was talking to me. So, in case you don't know, in case you missed it, which is understandable, there were 2 astronauts that went up, Butch and Sonny, and they went up to the International Space Station, and they were the first to, I believe, man this Boeing Starliner. So they went up in this Boeing Starliner, which some would say was a mistake. Because I don't know how many news stories you consumed last year, but Boeing was not having a fantastic year. And Boeing has different divisions, by the way. It's not all one thing. It's one company, but it's not all one thing. Everybody's not working on everything at the same time. So the plane people and the space people aren't necessarily the same, but by and large, as a company, wasn't looking good. You know? And so they went up to the International Space Station with this Boeing Starliner. And I'm not going to act like I understand or know how to do what astronauts do. I don't get it, and I'm glad that they do. Because astronauts, NASA, all of these experiments that they do in space have yielded incredible things for us down here on Earth that you wouldn't necessarily even connect to space. You know, like memory foam, inner ear thermometer, all the times that they've had to solve a problem up there, it's led to us having something dope down here. So keep going to space. I think that that's great. I don't know what you do up there, but all I know is it makes my life better, and I appreciate it. You know, because everything I know about working in space, I know from the movies. And whenever I see it in the movie, it's just the astronaut outside of the ship with a wrench. Every time I see it, it's Sandra Bullock or Bruce Willis outside the ship, just... I don't know what it is about space that makes screws so loose, but like, I genuinely assumed that a quarter of being an astronaut was just tightening. I don't know why space is so loose, but it's just you gotta keep it tight all the time. And so they send them up there, and this Boeing Starliner had a bunch of other problems. It had a bunch of other issues on the sort of unmanned tests that they were doing, you know. And so it's very brave of them to even go up there and be doing these experiments and try and make a better world for us, you know. They get up there, and they're supposed to be up there for like 8 days, right? And I don't know if they caught it or it got caught down here, but there were a bunch of problems with the Boeing Starliner. Some of them were helium leaks, because helium is incredibly hard to just capture, just keep it so light, and it's very easy to escape. And then they were worried about the thrusters, And so they were worried about control issues if they were to come down, right? Because Boeing used to be a better company. Boeing used to be a company that put engineers and innovation first. And then they had a bit of a merger, and that merger started to prioritize shareholders, prioritize the money. And so some of that innovation, some of those engineers started to fall to the wayside, and you have what we get now. Planes that make you a little nervous, and ships that only go one way. Because, make no mistake, Butch and Sonny are fine in the sense that they are the most seasoned astronauts that we have. You know, Sonny has logged potentially more hours than I think any. She had 322 days in space, and she has logged like 50 hours of spacewalking and everything. She's like a true veteran. And even before that, she was a diver in the Navy, and she piloted combat helicopters. Like, she knows what she's doing. And Butch is the same way. Butch had already been on missions before this. And to be fair, this was going to potentially be one of their last missions. And so for them to go up in space for those 8 days, them getting some extra days, maybe they don't mind. I just am trying to not project how I would feel. Because if it were me, because once again, I'm not an astronaut. I can never be an astronaut. Not good enough at math, throw up too easy. So I don't give off astronaut, right? But if it had been me, if I had gone up into space, it was supposed to be 8 days, and then they were like, ooh, that ship, may not be able to send you back down in that ship. I would be like, oh, okay, cool. So when's the next ship coming up? And so some of this is being explained to me by my friend, so forgive me if I'm like a bit incorrect, but he's saying that not only are they good because of how seasoned they are and how much they genuinely love being in space, but also because they have these like pods and stuff and different things they can send up to give them supplies, give them food and everything, give them things to continue their experiments, more wrenches. I don't know what it is, but like they can send stuff up. And so in my head, I was like, oh, okay, all right. Like if you can send stuff up, like you can send a pod up or whatever, then why don't they just hop in the pod when all the food, like they after they get all the food out and they eat the food, oh, delicious, and then they get in, they could get in the pod, right? And then take the pod down. He's like, no, it doesn't actually work like that. You know, it's not a manable ship and it's too small and everything. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Why don't they make a bigger pod? You know, enough to like fit people with just some seats, just for fun, just some seats. And then they send that up, and they could even put like an Xbox controller in it, just to have something, you know? And then send them down with that. And he's like, Josh, it doesn't work like that. Like, everything you're saying doesn't make any sense. And I was like, okay, I understand that everything I'm saying doesn't make sense, but the way it does work is also sound like it doesn't make sense. To me. Just to me. All right? I'm not Butch and Sonny, and I'm not going to speak for them. I'm talking about if I was in space for too long, if it was me, which it will never be. It's not going to happen. I would pass out. So this isn't even a problem that we really have to discuss. I just couldn't get it out of my head. Because in my head, it's like to send me something, but not let me come back down in the thing you sent me would be like if I was stranded. Imagine, stranded on Earth. Let's say I'm just stranded on Earth somewhere, and you're worried about me, and you're worried about me having supplies, having food and everything. So you send me an Uber Eats. But then you go, no, don't get in the car. Don't get in the car. That's not how this works. This is not a car. This is a burrito car. See, you don't understand rocket science. This is a burrito car. You just try to get in any kind of car you want. That doesn't make sense. Stay there till we come get you with a car. Oh, it's tough. It really is. Because if you read articles and if you listen to interviews with Butch and Sonny, they're not just in great spirits. They, if they're to tell it, are getting all this extra time in space. Space is their passion. It's their happy place. And so it's somewhere where they can go that is unlike where any of us can go. They see a perspective of the earth that most people will never get in person. That's beautiful. And the expanses that they get to wake up to, that's incredible, you know? And so if this really was going to be one of their last missions and it lasts all this extra time, there is something to be said for like, wow, I really got to spend a surprising amount of time in space. And I hope they feel that way. I really do. I just know if it was me, I would also be putting a good face on. So that way, everybody's working real hard to bring me down and I can whoop some ass. That would be... Because you know how when you're on the phone with like customer service or something, you got to be extra nice even though you get madder and madder and madder. Because if you start cursing, they're like, every time you swear at me, my computer seems to jam up. I don't know how the two are related, but they definitely are. May want to fix your attitude. No, I'm playing as nice as possible until I get down. And best believe when I get down, we're having it out. And I'm not even like a bad man like that. I can't even fight, but I tell you, I'm biting the first person I see. I cannot swing, but best believe I will catch a mouthful of your chin, all right? You leave me up there all this time? What's wrong with you? You must be out of your mind. You got me. Because look, I believe it. I believe that they love being in space, but everybody has a bad day. And I think a bad day in space is an extra bad day. Let's say you wake up, and it's just one of those days. You wake up wrong side of the pod. You know, very upset. And all you want to do is brush your teeth and maybe go read a book or something. You know? But you take your eyes off your toothbrush for 1 second. Now all of a sudden you... grab the toothpaste. Oh. Or maybe, you know, you got your coworkers up there. Butch and Sonny, I'm sure they get along, but there's other people in the space station that can leave. And so I'm sure, you know, you have your disagreements with your coworkers. We all have it. We all have it. You want to storm off. It's very difficult in space. You want to storm off, but it just doesn't hit the same. Because when you storm off, you want everything to be perfect. You want to be loud as you storm off. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? You want the feet to be slamming. If you slam a door, you want it to really shake after it slams and everything. You don't get any of that in space. I remember one time I was trying to storm off. I felt like I was in the right, and I was done. I was really angry, and I tried to storm off. But I had a small hole in my shoe, and it had rained the day before. And so I was squeaking as I walked off. And that's a hard thing to come back from, because I had the storming off words ready. I was like, this discussion is over. So sure enough, you know, you want to storm off in space. Maybe your coworker's making you mad. And you've had enough of it. You've been up here for, 2 extra months or whatever. You just want to go. So you're like, all right, that's how you feel. That's how you feel? All right, then you know what? You can finish the experiment yourself, because I'm out of here. I'm trying to leave. Well, I can empathize with where the astronauts are coming from, because I worked at a grocery store, right? And give me a second. That is wild. In the time I'm talking, I haven't built up enough trust that there's a point that I'm trying to... Y'all are rude. That's wild. Okay. Anyway. I used to work at a grocery store. And I worked at this grocery store, and one of the reasons I wanted the job and one of the reasons I got the job is because my apartment was only going to be 1 mile from my home store. So I could walk to work, and if I was late, could run, right? And then sure enough, when you get hired by this particular company, when you work for the company, you don't work just for that one store, you work for the district. And so what they can do is they can put you in different stores if they need to patch up. Maybe somebody quit and they need to patch up some shifts or something like that. And so when I first get hired, I'm willing to go wherever. And I'm only at my home store, but I'm taking up people's shifts. If anybody needs to switch with me or needs me to take their shift, I'm taking it if I can. I'm coming in every time they call me in because somebody called out. I'm actually coming in so much that I get a bunch of overtime, then they get mad at me and tell me to stop. But I was like, you called me. So I'm sorry I didn't self-snitch on the way in that this was hour 48 this week. Like, thought you needed help. And then one day, I get put on a different store, a store that's really far from my apartment. And it was because someone had quit abruptly, and so they needed someone there that week. So it was only supposed to be that week. And I get there. I had never been to this store before, but it's in a bad, it is in a remarkably unfortunate, it is in a bad neighborhood, okay? And I don't mean bad neighborhoods in like they have crime sometimes. I'm talking about fundamentally everything about this place felt like the worst version of the Twilight Zone. This is the only place I've ever seen on 3 different occasions a rat walk out of the trap. And Tom and Jerry style, like really starting his day, yawning and everything, stretching his legs and stuff, going about his day. And it was one of the big industrial traps. I don't even know what's in those things, but it's supposed to kill rats. And that's where he was chilling. So these are grizzled veteran rats. And I go in the store first day, I'm ringing people up and everything. And this one person comes to my line. She only had 1 item. I scan her protein bar. She pays me. And as she's paying and she's putting the cash in my hand, she leans in a little bit, which was odd. That's not something that you normally do. And then when I'm handing her her change, she says, "Thank you. There's a poop in aisle 5." And then walks out. And I'm sure she didn't do it. I'm sure she didn't do it. But the way she walked out so quickly, I was like, do you have something to do with this? And so, It's not really my problem. I'm hoping she was just joking. And so I just keep ringing people up, right? I'm just continuing to ring people up. And then my manager comes over, and my manager is like, hey, Josh, we gonna switch you off a register and put you on the floor for a little bit. Because, you know, there's so many crazy things happening today. And so I'll go ahead and switch with you. And so then I had to count out my till and then go to the floor. Now, I'm still not electing myself to go to aisle 5, right? I went straight back to the back room to grab some chips that were out in front. And so I grabbed the box, and I'm opening the box and, you know, starting to stock the chips. And I hear a scream. And so I'm like, okay, it must be real. I just hear someone go, whoa, whoa, whoa. And so then I just keep stocking because I'm like, I don't want that to be part of my life, right? And then I get a tap on the shoulder, and it's my manager. She's like, hey, there's a whole like situation on aisle 5. If you don't mind checking it out real quick. And in my head, I'm like, I thought you were gonna be ringing people up. You just been trying to set me up this whole time, using some very convenient language. And so I walk over to aisle 5, and I see it, right? And the only thing on aisle 5, on the way to aisle 5, by the way, I passed 2 people who were running away from aisle 5. Like, fully bumped me out of the way. Just like, you know, like when you're in a zombie movie and everybody's running in one direction, but you got the shotgun, so you got to head towards the zombies. And so then I turn the corner, I see it, and the only thing on aisle 5 is it and one guy. And that one guy is looking at it, and then he looks at me and goes, I didn't do it. Didn't think you did, dog. Like, I understand you being just as shocked as I am. And so then I go to the back because I don't really know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, this has been laid at my feet, and I don't feel prepared. And so I grab the broom and the dustpan and the kitty litter. And so that I go ahead and like scoop and litter and everything. And that was day 1. That was the first day that I worked at that store. The second day, this older lady walked up to me at the register. I started ringing her up and everything, and she was hitting on me hard. And she was hitting on me in the way that older people can hit on you because they're not saying anything vulgar, but they're being very vulgar at the same time. They're not using the words, but you can tell the intent is there. And so she walked up and she was like, hi, young man. And I was like, that's the wildest I've ever been called young man in my life, because she really hit that hard A with the man. It lasted forever. She's like, how you doing, young man? And I'm sitting there like, the name tag says Josh. Like it. And so I'm ringing her up, and she's like, what you doing later? And I was like, work. I'm just ringing things up as fast as I can. And then she's like, can you bag it for me? Sure. I'm putting it in the bag. She looks at me and she's like, I like the way you do it. And I'm like, you can see what I'm saying. Like, this is X-rated, what she's doing to me right now. But it's all under the radar. It's all, if you try to call her out for this right now, she'd be like, I'm not doing anything. But like, we can all hear it together right now. Like, I like the way you do it. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, I'm just ringing up can after can of prunes. It's just nothing but prunes. It's like the store's worth of prunes. In my head, I'm like, there's no way she's gonna be able to carry all this. Put the last one in the bag. And she was like, I'll see you when I come back. And I've never felt more undressed in my life. It was day 2. And day 3, I was ringing somebody up. My manager walks up and they're like, hey, just so you know, watch that guy over there. You know, turn your head, watch that guy. And she pointed to this dude and she was like, look, we forgot to mention this, but he does come in here periodically. And you just need to watch him because he will eventually start arguing with the cantaloupes. And I always try to be respectful of my bosses and stuff, but I did turn to her like, what am I supposed to do about that? Break it up? Like, what do you expect? Why you even tell me this information? We have a security guard, right? And so I'm bringing people up, and like 5 customers later, I hear in the distance,
don't talk to me like that.
And so immediately I turn my head to our security guard. Our security guard, all I see is his back foot walking out of the store. Because we always had security guards on hand because it's a bad neighborhood and everything, but at the same time, they were allowed to take their break whenever they wanted. So then I think he saw the cantaloupe argument breaking out. He was like, that sounds like a great time to have a snack. I'm hearing a snack right now. And so then my manager comes over and she's like, we should go say something. And so we walk over and this dude's holding this cantaloupe and, you know, letting the cantaloupe have it. And he's like, you always do this. And so I'm like, hey, sir, how you doing? Hello? Hi. And he's not listening to me at all because this is the point in the argument where he got his receipts ready. He's like, no, because last time you said, he's like making all of his really good points and he doesn't want to be interrupted. Right? I was like, hey, could you just keep it down a little bit? You're scaring some of the other customers, right? And this guy was like, oh, I'm sorry. Which I could not have seen coming. This guy goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get loud. It just, you know how it is. I was like, yeah, no, I know. Yeah, cool. I'll go back to ringing people up, and then like several customers later, maybe 10 customers later, I see this dude in my line. And I start ringing up this one customer slow because I was like, maybe someone else will finish in time for him to get in another line. I do not want to have a conversation with this dude. And as I'm ringing them up, this guy's holding the cantaloupe and he goes, don't start again. Don't start again. And right as I look up, he's like, you know what? We're through. And he slammed the cantaloupe down. And I know he was arguing with a cantaloupe. But in that moment, I was like, oh. This dude storms out of the store and everything. And I got to clean the cantaloupe up. And as I'm cleaning it up, I'm like, I'm sorry he hurt you. And that was just 3 days working there. You know, 3 days working there. And I was supposed to be there for a week. And they ended up having me there for 6 months. So when I tell you I can empathize what the astronauts are going through, like some of y'all should be clapping because you didn't believe in me at all. Like, Like some of y'all, as soon as I spoke, you're like, he thinks he's an astronaut. Because even if you love space, even if you love being up there and that's your happy place and everything, which I totally get, and I hope that that's the case. I'm sure if you went up there and they told you it was going to be 8 days, that you probably had plans. It was June of 2024. I'm sure you wanted to do something else before the end of the year besides float. You know, I'm sure they would love to. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it, probably vote in person. That probably would have been great. And now they're up there. And I even saw an article that said that they had initially said it was going to be February of 2025 when they were able to get them down. They told them that in September. And then it got pushed a little bit more, so to like March of 2025. And then I just saw an article that said that there have been some developments and they may actually be able to go up there and get them early. If it were me, I'd be like, don't say early around me. Don't say early around me at all. Because Butch and Sonny are up there and they're going to be returning to a very different Earth. Which might be why they so cool with being left up there. That might be it. They're probably like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. Don't worry about me. Welcome to Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. I went to cryotherapy for the first time.
Cryotherapy?
Yeah, have you heard of this?
I've heard of the name. I guess I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I'm hoping this leads to you being some sort of supervillain.
No. I mean,
some sort of
that
accident.
would be great.
Cryo Josh out in the world.
Basically, I still have a little remnants from the injury in May. Mm-hmm. And so
go check out the episode Joshy Hurts His Boob for all the details.
And so basically
we actually named that episode.
We're supposed to lower the inflammation because apparently the tendon is still inflamed. Okay. And so I went to this cryotherapy because apparently what it does is it lowers the overall inflammation in your body, and it's without you having to take anything. It's just the extreme cold helps boost your immune system, and I'm sure there's like some white blood cell stuff happening and everything. There's like all these benefits, and the only thing that I saw that's like the only side effect or drawbacks are...
Turns you into an ice monster? Yeah.
Some people might experience a like cold sore somewhere on the body because your head is not in it. It's just the neck down.
Okay. Like an actual like a cold sore?
No, just a sore from how cold they were, I guess.
That's what I figured, but like that wording.
Yeah, that wording's not great because that's what I read on the paper. So I'm reading the paper. I'm literally reading the release, and I was like, so this cold sore thing. And like then she did what I did just now, where she didn't fully catch why I was like cold sore. And she was like, yeah, because you know sometimes you get sore from the cold. I'm like, so that's the cold sore that you're talking about. There's nothing nasty in this tank.
You might need to touch up that wording.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm about to catch something.
It would be better if you said sores of the cold. Like that, even that. It sounds very medieval, but it doesn't sound like a cold sore.
or some soreness or stiffness from the cold. You know what I mean? Then that lets you know it's like it's just going to be like a feeling more than. Or are they saying you might get an open sore?
No, you wouldn't get an open sore, but I guess you might get like a blister.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. When you get in, they tell you not to touch the walls or the door because the walls and the door are like extra, extra cold. So you're already getting cold blasted on you, but you could potentially like, like when you lick a frozen telephone pole or something, that's the dry cold. That is the walls.
So they need to write, you might get a Christmas storied.
A Christmas storied would be better and even sound more fun than a cold sore.
A cold sore.
Yeah.
Sakes. What else could you call a cold cut? No, that's meat. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't be a cold cut.
You might get a cold cut on your arm. Someone will just throw it on you.
I didn't know I get sandwiches from these appointments. That's great.
Yeah. So I did that, and honestly, I feel amazing. This is like
good.
I'm very scared. This is actually why I don't do drugs. I'm already addicted to the thing. I like on the way home, I was like, man, I should do this like twice a week. They recommend apparently twice a week so that you even out with the levels of benefits of doing cold therapy.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was like, should probably do it every day. Like,
so is it like you said it's your neck down, so it's something you get into, and then is it like filled with? Is it just like, for lack of a better word, like almost like dry ice, like just like
I don't know what the
actual.
actual. I don't know
it's
how
not dry
they
ice,
actually
but-
do it, but they're blasting you with a very dry cold.
Okay.
So it's very cold in the tank, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
And that for me, I liked this place, but I think I might go to a different place because they have a different type of tank than I've seen before. The tank that I've seen previously, when it closes, your head is sticking out of it. And in this one, the tank was very open at the top. And I don't know which one's better or if they have an effect or obviously this place is very successful. The other thing is how I came to find out about it. So I guess that place is successful. But that was the only thing where I was like, I might go to a different place where I'm truly like Iron Lung.
Like you want like it wrapped around your neck, like.
Because I think that's
Fully
the
in
only
there?
way. Because what I need is my chest, and I felt it blasting my legs the whole time.
Okay.
And even though the rest of my body ended up getting cold, I was like, for what I need, I should almost be upside down right now. Like I need the cold blasting my chest.
Do they have a small one that only goes around your chest?
No,
No place has that.
no. But yeah, so I did that, and so this is. I don't even know how to tell this story in a way that everyone will enjoy. Because if you're like me, you'll be like cringing, because I was cringing. But if you're not like me, then it's probably funny. Okay, so basically, I get there, and this place does a bunch of stuff. They do the cryotherapy. I always want to say cryptotherapy, and in my head, that's just a therapy for people who have lost all their money.
Yeah.
Just go to Crypto Anonymous.
Yeah. That or therapy for mummies.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wink to the camera.
So I get there, right? And when I get there, I almost walked right out. As soon as I walked in, I took 2 steps in and I saw this woman who, they do everything there. They do the cryotherapy, they do energy shots, they do like health and all the health and wellness stuff. And they also do the rehydration IVs, right?
Oh, okay.
So I walk in and immediately see a lady with an IV, and I was like, nope. I know that doesn't even have anything to do with, the cryotherapy I'm about to do. But in my head, I was like, I can't. This is wild. So I steel myself and I just close my eyes and walk to the front desk. And I'm like, hey, I called ahead. You might have an appointment for me on file. My name is Josh, all that stuff, right? And as she's pulling me up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we do have an appointment for you. We'll be able to start in a couple minutes. We just need you to sign these 2 release forms, right?" So then she brings around a little, like, they have a laptop that's like on a stand with wheels that they just go from person to person. And you fill out the release.
Right.
And as she's talking to me, the lady with the IV walks up to the desk and starts talking to her, like not fully interrupting us, but kind of like interrupting.
Right.
And I was also like, and obviously, if you have an IV in your arm and you have an emergency, please interrupt me. Like, this is,
Yeah.
But when she walked up, I just saw it again, and I was like,
Wait, just seeing an IV bag made you that?
No, it wasn't the bag. It was the bag and her arm. It was just like, because this woman clearly doesn't care about the IV at all. So she's just like living life, like moving arms around like she doesn't have an IV in her. But then I'm like, the entire time.
Wow, I didn't know that would affect you that much.
Every time I see it, I'm just like, oh. And so now I'm squirming. And I'm like, like in her face. Like, I kind of felt bad about it in retrospect.
Are you, like, do you not like needles?
Not at all. Not for a second. Not,
okay. So I guess I didn't really know this about you.
You didn't know that I didn't like. I've told you. This is why I haven't had a physical done.
Well, I guess I know some people don't like having needles go in. Like, I don't love getting needles put in, but I can handle it. I didn't know yours was so bad. Just seeing someone just, whoa. What was that?
I'm thinking about it right now.
What? See, that's like, I didn't know it was this bad. I didn't know just seeing a lady with an IV was going to fuck you up. And not even seeing it like done. You didn't see it go in or anything. You just saw it already there.
That was hell. And so then...
Wow.
And so then she's like talking to the lady at the front desk, just waving her arm, just like having a day, right? Just like, oh, and then I already feel so much more energized. So she's like being annoying.
This lady's fucking playing charades right now with an IV in her arm.
Yeah. First word, IV, right? And so I'm freaking out, and I'm starting to make noises in front of her. I felt bad. Like, she's like talking, and she's like, but then I realized she's not talking about anything. It's not like the IV is coming out or something. She's literally just like, oh my God, this stuff actually works. Like, this is amazing, right? It almost feels like she's a plant from that place. She just walks up and she's like, I was so drunk when I came here, but now I feel totally hydrated.
Yeah. And then the lady at the desk, she's like, I know, they help a lot. And then turns to you, you can add that on for just an extra $30.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm oh God. And so she's next to me while she's doing it, and I'm just like, and so then I start making like little noises to myself. They're not that dramatic, but they were like, oh, like that thing, right? And so then the lady at the front desk is like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just, and then she's like,
this bitch gotta leave.
She's like, the cryotherapy isn't that, it's not intense or anything, like you'll be fine, blah blah blah. I was like, I just kept pretending it was about the cryotherapy, but I was just cringing at the lady. The lady is like fascinated by her own bag. Like, she's just like
she's slapping it.
Slapping the bag like a bag of wine. I hear the bubbles are good for you.
Oh. Yeah. They make you more buoyant.
Yeah. I was, I hated it so much. I hated it. I was like getting disgusted and angry, and I wanted to cry, and it wasn't even happening to me. And I was like, it was like to the point where I was ready to be rude to her, because she was like, she just kept talking, but now she's like not even talking to us. She's just talking about life, or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, I can't.
She's probably not even that dehydrated. She just needed friends.
And so then she wheels around the little computer for me, and I'm like ducking under the computer so I don't have to look at this woman. This was like I was like under I,
Like trying to get like the eye line with the computer to
block
her out.
Yeah, I'm looking dead at the keyboard with my nose to it, so I don't have to look at this woman because she's just like, oh god, it was so gross, it was so nasty, and then it was my turn to like do the cryotherapy, and I go in there. Oh god, I hated it. And then I had to walk past her, and I was like, "Don't this is like doesn't even make sense. This is how you know it's like a weird phobia." I had to walk past her, and as I'm walking, I'm like, "Do not trip on her stick. Do not trip on her stick," because like the stick that holds up the IV. Because in my head, I was gonna trip on the stick, and me, the stick, the bag, and her were gonna go flying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, just walk. I literally walked.
You're gonna trip over it. You're gonna pull her. You guys are gonna get tangled up in it, right? The needle's gonna fly out of her arm into your arm. She's gonna be talking the whole time.
I walked past her, like, you know those people that are scared to cross bridges. I hate needles so much. I walked past the one with an IV like I was crossing the Golden Gate with a fear of heights. Like I was just like, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down. I hated it so much. And then I hated it so much I forgot I was there for cryotherapy. And so
you forgot you had something to do?
I just felt like I was in purgatory. Like I was like, I don't know how to leave, but I also, and then the worst part is that I've like now wasted this, like if I leave, I've wasted this receptionist time, but I haven't actually paid for anything. And so then she sets me up with some socks and a robe, and you change into the robe and the socks before you get in the tank and everything. Mm-hmm. And then, I walk to the tank in the robe and the socks, and I step inside, and then she closes it, and then, you know, she's like, you can hand me the robe. And so I take the robe off and hand it to her. And like when it started, I was upset. Like when when the cryotherapy started, I was like, I'm truly giving them money to be in Chicago naked right now. That's all that's happening. Like I've paid these people for them to put me in the dead of winter Chicago with no clothes on, you know?
Yeah.
And even as it's happening, it didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. I thought it was going to be incredibly painful. I really did. I thought it was going to be, but apparently a dry cold and a wet cold. So like an ice bath hurts too much for me to stay in it.
Right.
Like it genuinely, I'll be in it for a little bit, and it's, to me, cryotherapy is just a little cheat code where first of all, you can't be in there more than 3 minutes. So it's already like, okay, I could handle this for 3 minutes, right?
Right, yeah.
Then also the effects of it last, I think they last as long as if you would have taken the ice bath, but the ice bath, you'd have to be in there so much longer.
Okay, yeah.
And so it really is like a nice little life hack cheat code thing, you know?
Okay.
So first minute, I was like, oh, this is really terrible. And then the second minute, I think I was just numb to it. Like I didn't even feel it. And then
probably.
The third minute, I was like, I think I need to get out of here. Like,
right, yeah.
When we were getting into the third minute, I was like, you know, I think I'm healed. I think open this door. You know, like I just did not want to be in there anymore. And so then, also I did accidentally touch the wall a couple times, and it is like, it's so cold.
Oh, yeah.
It's like fire. Right.
Yeah.
And so I see what they mean about the cold sores. And so then we finish up, and she hands me the robe. And like as soon as I put the robe on, I'm straight up like tingling. Like I'm just it honestly, it felt so good. And there are some things that obviously you can't feel in life. Like when they say lowers inflammation, where it's like, I guess you'll see the effects of that if you have a sort of condition and then it starts to go away. Like that's what I'm hoping for with my chest, is that the inflammation will drop and stuff. But overall, I felt like they say that it has the ability to trigger and release endorphins and stuff. So it's also like a mood booster potentially.
Oh, that's why it made you feel better after all the needle stuff.
I felt so good. It was
good for your mental health, not just your breastal health.
And then I felt great all day until just now. But no, I felt really good. And then I'm definitely gonna. I think I'm gonna incorporate it, like, if I can, post workout, and if not, just randomly. But that was such a nice thing because it's also pretty cheap. You know, like it's not incredibly cheap, but they have a. Which I guess I didn't even ask them for. That's the other way they get you, probably. I was in such a good mood, I forgot to ask for the first time discount.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
So you gotta see if you get that second time discount. Mm-hmm. Do they recommend you do it like a certain amount or every so often, or is it just...
They said they recommend twice a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're gonna try to do, you think?
I bought 2 more. So I bought the one that I got today plus 2 more or something.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'll go to that place again after I get done with my sessions. Only
Not
because
that lady's there.
Yeah. Also, I'm good with them doing what they gotta do to make money, like do all the health and wellness stuff. But just to have the person like out there, I was like, ugh, woogaboo.
Yeah. It's not a good in-store greeter.
Like even a crack house has the decorum to not have someone with a needle in their arm at the front door.
I don't believe you for a second.
Just throwing it out there. Throwing it out there.
I think they're going to see it and they're going to forget they have a needle in their arm. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that helped. And so maybe there'll be, because I know, there's been an ongoing thing for you. We've been having our every now and then our Joshy boob check-ins on the pod.
Yeah, no, it's truly wild. It's like I'm really upset that it's taking this long to heal and stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna?
Mine was gonna be dumb. My thing was going to be very dumb. I was just going to say, so when you're in like the thing next time, you're in the big cold barrel or whatever, and then the place gets struck by lightning. So if you, of course, gain cold powers, what's your supervillain persona?
Probably just like freezing anyone who does puns.
Freeze. So you're going to go out of your way to not have a cold pun name?
Yeah. Anyone who does puns, I'm just going to ice breath them frozen, just shh.
So, and so your supervillain name will just be like a man with ice powers who hates puns. Because you don't want anything even close to clever. You don't want anything close to wordplay. Everyone look out. Here comes that guy with the ice powers.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
On the way there, though, this is a very New York thing that I got to see.
Someone on the subway with a needle in their arm.
Close. So I was waiting on the train to head there, and this is like at my stop. So
okay.
you just to paint the picture for you, you've been at this station.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is walking. Just went through the turnstile, is walking to the platform, and he walks so close to the edge, not even trying to be funny. He walked so close to the edge that I thought he was going to jump, right?
Oh, really?
Like you rarely see people that close to the edge. Like it looked like his foot was going to come off of it, right? And he stops and he stays right there. And then he's texting. And then the train comes, and a couple people even start moving towards him, being like, "Hey, yo," because the train is coming.
To get hit by
right?
this train, yeah.
And his arm, he's texting, and his arm isn't fully extended out, but it's extended out enough to be a problem, right?
Yeah.
Train comes in. Train's actually not even coming in that fast. It's not coming in that hot to the station.
Okay.
But this dude, this is pure chaos. This dude is texting. Train comes. A couple people are like, hey, yo, right? Train passes him, knocks his phone out of his hand, right?
Yes.
So knocks just the tip, like it must have just hit the tip because the phone flies out of his hand and onto the track, right? And then this dude screams, rears back, and then punches the moving train and then leaves. And I was like, yeah, you've like essentially subbed up New York in a moment.
Sometimes you gotta punch a train.
Because it was this dude's fault, you know?
Yeah.
Train didn't do anything crazy. Train
No.
didn't hop onto the platform for a
No.
second and slap his
No.
phone out of his hand.
No, Train did the one thing trains do, which
Yeah.
is be on tracks.
Yeah.
Is to roll along those tracks. It's very easy to not get hit by a train because you know where they're gonna be.
This dude had his arm out just enough. Because looking back, I'm surprised that his arm didn't get taken off, you know?
Right.
But that's
Yeah, he's
also
that
just a
close.
testament to how, like, he was close but not. Because he was holding his phone, like, he really was holding his phone at the ends of his fingertips like this.
Okay, so like, wait, yeah, and then because especially too, if you're already like way like at the end, and then a lot of people when they look at their phones are looking down. He's lucky he didn't get fucking hit in the head.
Yeah, yeah. And so the way that he's holding his phone is like he's handing the train his phone anyway.
Yeah. I mean, this man doesn't deserve a phone, is what it sounds like.
So it
I
flies
have
out
no
of his
sympathy
head.
for him.
Flies out of this man's head, flies like onto the track. This dude punches the train and then walks back through the turnstile and leaves.
Well, like, if he's punching a moving train too, that punch isn't gonna feel good. That's gonna like carry your hand. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
just hit it for a second, you're gonna.
Yeah, especially if
Almost
you
get-
punch one of the doors, it's taking you with it.
Yeah. And then he just left.
Yeah.
That must have been him just in that moment being like, well, whatever I was doing is over now.
I guess we don't need a Sunday.
Off to the phone store.
I'd like to think he just bought that phone.
That'd be great if he like just came from like an Apple store.
And that's why he's holding it so far out. He's like, why is there no home button? and then it flies out of his hand down the track.
It's even better that the train hit it that way, almost like a like a high school junior knocking it out of a freshman's hand. Just like slap. Get out of here. Get out my train station, nerd.
You know what's really sad is that there are some forms, right? Obviously, bullying is bad and we should not bully or be bullied. There are some things when I look back at high school that were done that I was like, I was mad at the time, but as an adult, I can look back and be like, that was funny though. Yeah, I mean, like I remember one time I was talking to my friend and she was walking away, and as she walked away, she slapped the books out of my hand. But to her point, right? So that's already once again, like you said, classic bully move, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And
that's
I
old
didn't-
school. That's one of those things that will never go away.
Yeah.
Already perfected.
That's bullying that was around before backpacks. Yeah, I mean,
Hell, that might have even been around before books. You know what I mean?
and so then I was holding my book. She slapped them out of my hand. And yeah, I was all mad and everything because I was one of those kids that instead of just having a binder, I would put the like pop quiz or test papers or whatever in whichever chapter of the book I was on at the time. Does that make sense? What I'm
gotcha.
saying?
Yeah, I kind of feel you. Like, would you put it to like your book would just get filled with stuff to like go with each section?
So
Okay.
my basically my books were booked marked by my tests.
Gotcha. See, I used to do that, but it was generally where we were at, but like with the notebook I used for that class. So it'd just be like, that's where it is. But I
And
get what you mean.
so then she slaps the books out of my hands. The books fly out and then they open on the way down, so papers go flying everywhere. So now, not only did you knock the books out of my hands, but you messed up my system, right?
You knocked the book in my hand, and then the book exploded.
And then I remember turning around and being like, "What's wrong with you?" Right? And she was like, "I had to. You were holding them like a girl, right?" And when she said that, like I didn't get it at the time. I didn't get it for maybe 3 more weeks until one day I really did see all the guys carrying their books, like with the hand under the
On
books
the side.
and on the side, and the
Kind
girls
of like a football a little bit.
yeah, like a football, and the girls were hugging them to their chest, and I was like, oh, I really was standing there hugging my books to my chest while I was talking to her. And she was like, you made it too easy, because if you had been holding them like a football and I slapped it, you might have been able to catch them or whatever. But she was like, they just went through your arms. I just saw an opportunity and I took it.
She just hit the top of it.
She hit the top of the books and they all flew down.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I probably looked like she slapped the books out of Harry Potter's arms, because the way that the papers fell and flew was like the books had wings that were coming off.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good. I'm disappointed in myself for how enjoyable I find it to just knock something out of someone's hand. It's so stupid. It's so childish. I know it's the worst, but like, especially something that you know is not going to break or whatever, and someone is just holding. I'd still do it. I do it to adult friends. If they're holding a notebook, I'll just slap it out of their hand because it's funny. And I know it's dumb. I knock Jess's phone out of her hand all the time when she's just sitting on the couch looking at Facebook, or I'll just slap it. She gets so mad at me, but it will never not be funny to me.
One of the most pimp moves, like those things in high school that a kid does that makes them legendary, One time I was hanging out with some kids after school. We went to Sonic, right? Now, do you have Sonic?
Not like nearby. There's some in Iowa,
but you just know what Sonic is, right?
Yeah, I know what Sonic
is.
I've been to a Sonic. Yeah.
So he had got the popcorn chicken from Sonic, okay? And he had a piece of popcorn chicken in his mouth. And we were sitting outside in the little, how they don't have that much outdoor space, but at least every Sonic has that 1 or 2 outdoor space seating, like picnic tables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on those. And he's so excited. He'd been talking about the popcorn chicken the whole time, and I guess it really was low-key annoying. And so he finally gets the popcorn chicken. He grabs one of the biggest pieces and goes to put it in his mouth, and then another kid, like through his fingers that are pinched like this around the chicken, right? So through them, the other kid slaps his hand up. So he perfectly launches the chicken between his fingers, right? So he slaps it out of his hand. That kid looks up and is so shocked that there's this much evil in the world, right? Looks up and then just stares at it and then catches it in his mouth.
Fucking legend.
King mode. Like, I don't even know if you need to get your GED after this. You know what I mean? Like, I think you could just tell people that happened.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, we need to hire him immediately.
The second you said he knocked the chicken out of his hand, that's what my brain, that's how I wanted it to end.
Yeah.
I'm like, the coolest thing would be he caught it in his mouth. And I was sitting here while you were telling that. I was hoping
this
the
kid
whole time this would happen.
Looked up and had enough time. This is how hard the other kid hit it. He had enough time.
Launched it in the air like a rocket.
Yeah, he had enough time to look at him and look hurt.
He straight up October skied that chicken up there.
He had enough time to look at him, look hurt, look up at the sky, clock it, and then move his head just right to catch it in his mouth.
Yeah, that's it. You do that, you get a scholarship to play whatever sport you want.
Hey,
doesn't matter. You should be playing something.
If I slap the popcorn chicken out of somebody's hand and they caught it in their mouth, I'd be like, God is real. All right, like I'm gonna have to change my ways because clearly,
yeah. I would just look at them and be like, I work for you now.
Mm-hmm.
You beat me.
It was honestly like those moments. I mean, you know from teaching and stuff, but those moments that organically, like group think, right?
Yeah,
make you scream and run. We all scream and ran like he had a gun. Like,
But yeah, you get so excited by what you just witnessed, your body can't even contain itself. You have to do something with the energy. And the best
This
thing you can do
kid-
is just run and yell because you witnessed a miracle.
he didn't even say he was going to do it. He wasn't like, hey, everybody,
No.
hold up. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me prove.
Nah.
Oh, man, this kid.
That's one of those ways you get like a nickname that sticks with you for 50 years after that. Like that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right there, that's the beauty of the universe.
Yeah, if you see somebody calling somebody Pops who's only 32,
Oh, damn. Being a young kid named Pops, that's actually kind of awesome. And that's the reason? Shit. That's cool as hell.
I think even the people who try to act like they're above everything would be like, that is actually pretty cool. You know those people who you tell something and they're like, oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that seems kind of
Yeah.
dumb, you know? Even
Yeah.
those people, oof. Like, to me, this
No.
is not a you had to be there story. This is like, in what world does someone slap something so small perfectly out of your hand, launches it into
Yeah.
the sky, and then you have the strength of character and the calm to tilt your head a little bit to the right. Find
Yeah.
it. Like that means he has the
Yeah.
eyes of a pilot in World War II that didn't
Yeah,
have all
man.
the like fancy computers to tell him where the other planes were. He had to eyeball it and hope he wasn't
Yeah.
just shooting a dark cloud, right?
Yeah.
This
He
kid,
just knows how to bomb that factory he can clock it from the sky.
this kid was like, if I move my head enough, if I open my mouth enough, because it was also a big piece as well.
Yeah.
This wasn't like a little bitty nugget.
That's not a you had to be there story. That's a I wish I had been there story.
Yeah.
Because just hearing about it excites me. If I'd have seen it, I would be a different man today.
Maybe that's why I really believe anything could happen, because I saw that kid
I think
turn his head
man,
a little bit and catch that in his mouth.
Yeah, you have a little more sense of magic in the world than I do, and it may be because of that moment.
Man.
That's where you and I split. Is one of us got to see that and one of us didn't. God damn. God, that's cool. Next time we're together, we're gonna try to recreate that, okay?
'Cause
I'm
it
gonna slap
wasn't-
chicken out of your hand, and you're gonna try to catch it in your mouth.
There's just going to be chicken all over the floor.
Oh, for sure, we're gonna ruin that hotel room, but we're gonna do it.
The fact that like it wasn't a light tap, you know?
I mean, it's honestly, it sounds like he hit it hard enough to really send it. So it's also really lucky he hit it straight up.
That's what I'm saying.
Because honestly,
yeah.
if you're hitting it
Yeah.
with that force too, you'd probably just be launching it at a weird angle.
You'd think you'd be launching it behind you to say that you started with your hand down and you did
To
one
really-
of
yeah.
these.
Yeah,
Oh man. That's the other thing that will never be recreated. Not just the clocking it and the catching it, is
Yeah.
the launch being straight up.
yeah,
You'd have to try so hard.
yeah. That's. I don't believe in God, but like that would get me close. That would get me close. Seeing that, I'd be like, someone's up there.
Hey, some things are fair. All right.
Yeah, sometimes life is just great. God damn. That'd be cool. So you water bottle flipping kids, you ain't shit. That trend that ended 8 years ago.
Yeah, make that water bottle the size of your thumb and pitch it straight into the air and catch it down your gullet.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Although there was a real science to the water flipping, because it really did depend on how much you filled up the bottle. Because
Oh, for sure.
I could see, I saw one guy, this was like online, so it's not like I was there, but there was one guy who got the bottle to flip 3 times before it landed perfectly. And I was
Nice.
like, that's the real skill, to like get, like launch it and have it do multiple flips and then land. Because like the one flip is impressive, but I don't know. Everyone got good at it from everyone trying to post them doing it.
Yeah. But it was fun though to have a moment in time where just every teen was quasi obsessed with physics for just a second.
Yeah, that was maybe one of the
interesting
last
trend.
good ones that we got, because the next one was eating Tide Pods. Like that, what a wholesome trend that
Yeah,
was. The next one
that's
was
true.
like, hey, ruin your school.
Yeah.
Actually break stuff and cause millions of dollars in damage. The next one's
Yeah.
going to be like, hey, punch your grandma in the face.
Well, yeah, and right before the water bottle flipping was like planking, which didn't really make sense. Wasn't quite, you know what I mean?
Even the
So it's
planking was, it was like fine. It was like,
it's fine,
you
but it
know.
was not interesting. But you know,
Yeah, some people got hurt, but then they were just like planking in places that weren't sustainable and stuff. Like
Yeah.
the water bottle challenge wasn't hurting anybody, but now you got stuff. You actually have them faking challenges now. So now you'll see a thing trending where it's like kids on TikTok are doing this, and then you actually talk to people who are on TikTok and they're like, no one is doing that.
no one's doing that.
The NyQuil chicken.
Yeah, one local newscaster was shown one video by a friend. And
It had
turned
12
into
likes, and he was like, we have to warn the people.
the new dangerous trend that your teens are getting into. Yeah, it's always that shit. Is there one right now? Is there a new one right now? Any new dumb trend like that? I don't know.
The NyQuil chicken.
Is that the new one?
That's
So
old.
is that,
It's old. Like it's
is
not
that
real.
just putting NyQuil on chicken?
Yeah, it's
that what
not
that means to
real.
me? Okay, it's not good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, but it's baking NyQuil in the chicken.
Okay. I know you said it's not real, but why?
I think that this person got what they wanted. I think this person who made the thing was trying to
Was to just trying to do a fake viral
thing, and then it did
Gotcha.
take off, because there's only one video of someone doing it. At least with the other
okay.
ones, with all the other dumb trends like Tide
Well, it's
Pod,
kinda
all stuff like that.
Well, even the Tide Pod one though wasn't as big as everyone acted like it was.
I feel like a lot of people did it. Like I saw lots of videos of people doing it.
Did you? Okay, because I
Yeah.
never saw anybody do it, but I heard a lot of people talking about it and talking about the kids these days. Because back in our day, we used to.
Now, to be
that
fair,
shit.
a lot of people were half-heartedly doing it. So some of the videos I saw was people like biting it and then it's squirting and them freaking out. It wasn't like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's one that I think I do agree that it blew up more than people were doing it. But I saw quite a few videos of people actually doing it, and I was like, oh, geez.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the one thing was like the cinnamon challenge, like eating a spoonful of cinnamon? I heard there were rumors like people died doing that, but I don't know if that's true either.
I don't know if people died, but I will say you can asphyxiate from how like hard it makes you cough and not being able to catch your breath and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember we all did the cinnamon challenge one day there were two that we did. There was a day that was so slow at the restaurant that we each tried the cinnamon, and we were like, two people did it. So I think we must have been doing it wrong, because it wasn't as impossible as people were making it. Right. I think for effect, people were putting too much cinnamon on the spoon.
Well, I think we were putting too much on it, and then the big mistake, you can't breathe in when you're putting it in your mouth. That's where people are fucking up. They're going to, and then you're going to suck in some cinnamon.
Yeah, you also can't move your tongue. Like that dusts up the cinnamon as well. So when I did it, twice I did it without coughing or anything. And it's like you put it in your mouth and then you just let it sit, let it get wet.
That makes sense now too. That you were just eating spoonfuls of cinnamon. So that's why just drinking a bunch of pumpkin spice creamer didn't bump you at all.
What are you
You're just
talking
like,
about?
You're like shit. I eat spoonfuls of cinnamon.
What does that have to do with anything?
The creamer is cinnamon flavored. It's pumpkin spice. There's cinnamon in that. Nutmeg and shit.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, don't try to act like there was no connection at all.
I'm not trying to act like anything. I didn't know what you meant. I was like, wait, how does this help me drinking pumpkin spice?
Because you're used to just going ham on some cinnamon. You ate 2 spoonfuls, you said.
Yeah, but these are wildly apart. These are years apart. I ate 2 spoonfuls of cinnamon when I was in high school. And now you're like, yeah. And then years later, your tongue is still dead from
Just
when
trying to make some callbacks for the fun. I love when you get pissed off when I bring up things that the audience likes about
I'm not
stories.
pissed off at all.
When I try to make callbacks about things that our audience enjoys, and you get really annoyed when I bring them up.
I'm not annoyed at all. I'm literally, at first I didn't know what you were talking about. Now that I know what you're talking about, I'm like, oh yeah, but that's still so far away. I don't know how it would have helped me. It's like being a swimmer in high school, but then like after college, you're like, I used to swim. Used to swim real fast. Now I'm just a guy who can swim.
Okay, I don't think that really applies to what I was saying.
Yeah, like if I had drank the pumpkin spice in high school, I think I'd be fully with you. I'd be like, yeah, I'm knocking back loads of cinnamon, so of course I'm not
I also didn't know it was high school. You just said at work.
No,
at
the
restaurant.
restaurant.
High school.
At the restaurant.
I didn't know you worked at the restaurant only in high school. You said the restaurant.
Oh, I thought you knew.
Listen, believe it or not, I don't go throughout my whole life thinking about how your life planned out. You know, what jobs you had when.
I feel like I've said it many times.
You said you worked at a restaurant. I didn't know it was only in high school.
It was in high school and college. So some of college. But yeah.
And you drank pumpkin spice creamer only a couple years after that. I wasn't that far off.
Years though.
It was a joke. It was a fucking joke. You get so touchy about the pumpkin spice shit now.
You're saying I'm touchy, and I'm laughing.
I know, but you always, lately, anytime I bring up the pumpkin spice shit, you always get like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Like, you get so, and it's like, just right now, it's the fall too. I'm getting messages I'm getting tagged and shit about pumpkin spice because of you.
Yeah, no, I am too.
Yeah,
I feel like they're tagging both of us, but they message independently.
They do, and it's funny, and I appreciate it. It's a running gag, and now when I bring up the running gag, you're like, and what does that have to do with anything? Why are we even talking about this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't even like it that much.
I feel like you're characterizing a thing that I'm not doing now.
No, this exact thing happened like a couple episodes ago, like not that long ago, where I just referenced the pumpkin spice thing, and you were like, what does that even have to do? It's the only time you give me like aggressive pushback on a joke is now when it's about the pumpkin spice creamer.
I don't know if I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, how convenient.
But yeah, you put the cinnamon on your tongue and you just don't move it, and then it'll get wet. It'll get wet, and then you can just swallow.
It's the big old helping of wet cinnamon.
Also, the crackers. Have you ever done the saltines, that challenge?
What's the specific challenge on that?
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if you have to eat 6 or you have to eat 10, but you have to eat that amount of saltines in a minute. And it just like the cinnamon, it dries out your mouth so much that you can't chew and, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you ever do that one?
I don't think I did, no.
Oh. That one was one I really couldn't do. And I tried it every which way. I tried to eat them one at a time and keep the mouth wet. And then I've also tried to like eat 3 at a time to get it over with. And either way, at 45 seconds, your mouth is so dry, it's not moving.
Do you think we've peaked as a species?
Maybe, but I don't think so though, because
this is what we got right now.
No, because countries like China that only promote educational and good spirited TikToks don't have these problems. They have other problems.
I mean, yeah,
but like the exact problems we have of like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Famous. It's like that's not a thing in a lot of other countries the way it is here.
Right, yeah. Because here we all just want to get paid for being ourselves.
That's actually...
By the way, you can join our Patreon.
That's actually what happens. A lot of celebrities now do go to very specific parts of Europe because they have no celebrity culture. They really do treat you like a regular person.
Yeah.
Like they don't.
No, for sure.
They'll tell you that they saw you on something, but they won't freak out. It just doesn't even occur to them.
Right. Yeah.
I'm pretty
No,
sure
and
Norway is that way or something. Somebody was telling me that Norway, like some of the Scandinavian countries, don't have that at all.
Oh, really?
That's what they said. I don't know.
They always get ranked as like being happy as fuck over there.
That's also probably what it is too. Is like, yes, you end up seeing like Matthew McConaughey or Sylvester Stallone, but you're also so happy in your life that you're just like, hey, I saw you in the movie Mud and you're really good. Do you want some ice cream or like, do you want? I'm just doing really well and this is a great ice cream shop. Like,
I would love that interaction. Hey, I saw you in the movie. I'm doing really well.
I'm doing really well. So
unrelated. I'm doing great.
Are you hungry? Because my friends and I are about to go out to eat. If you want to come, I see you're by yourself, which must suck.
Yeah.
I don't have that because I have a great support system.
I'm surrounded by love over here.
I'm surrounded by family and friends who care about me deeply, and because we all have health care, we don't have any sort of like weird bitterness that we haven't worked out. It's really nice. Do you hungry?
I've never hyperventilated. It's great to see you.
It's really, really nice to meet you. Some people might be nervous meeting you because they don't have enough fulfillment in their lives, and I don't have that at all because I don't know if you've heard about our government and country, but we tend to handle things pretty well.
Yeah. Frankly, you should be nervous to meet me. Just because.
I'd be nervous if I was you, because if I were you, I'd be coming to a country with no health insurance of my own. Oof.
I'd meet a person like me and be like, man, I'm nowhere that happy, and that'd probably mess up my day. Anyway, see you later.
And you're like
rich
day. Or something, right?
You'd seem very wealthy, but I have the wealth of family and friends.
It is crazy that it took you being as wealthy as you are to get where I am as not a wealthy person.
Yeah, and I've been happy like way longer than you.
You may not even be happy now because you're worried about not being rich a decade from now.
Do you want a picture with me?
Yeah. Do you want a picture with a happy guy?
Yeah, so you can look at it sometimes and just compare yourself to how sad you look next to me, a very happy person.
I'm just wondering,
Anything else, or do you want to just mailbag it?
Yeah.
Well, let's open up the mailbag. Let's do a review first. This one, this is a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is from Ballantyne 9K, and the title of it is "Worth Dealing with Apple Podcasts." I hate the Apple Podcast app, and I took the time to reinstall it just for this. Well, thanks. I have gone through the entire catalog in the last few weeks, and it has me laughing like a maniac. Both Logan and Josh have great energy to bring to the show. Each episode is like a wheel of random insanity as we listen to how Josh makes simple choices into harrowing escapes from his own bad choices. It deserves 10 internet points for each time they make each other laugh. I hope to catch them when they do shows in Chicago. Now, what can you spend internet points on?
More internet, like maybe faster internet.
Oh, see, now that'd be something.
No, maybe the internet is literally so fast that you can't slow it down. Like as soon as you think it happens.
As soon as you think what, it happens.
As soon as you think about what page you want to go to, you're on it.
See, now this I don't like, because now you're making the internet read my mind.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's reading your mind because as you're having the thought, it goes to the page.
Now I don't want these points. I was excited at first, but now these points sound very stressful.
It's no problem.
Okay, Josh can have the points. Really rack up those internet points.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to. Could you spend internet points to create a new trend or challenge?
Ooh. Yeah, good question. I feel like that would be,
like, ooh, we better do this guy's challenge. Look how many internet points he has.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll give us some.
Yeah, this guy knows how to get points.
Yeah, this
So
guy
let's
knows how
follow
to
his trend.
Yeah.
From this trend, we'll gain. It's like a pyramid scheme I've created out of internet points.
I think we already do it with money. Man, this guy's a lot of money. We should probably just do what he says, and then maybe we'll get some of his money, or maybe we'll be able to get our own money like him, and then you buy the book, and it doesn't help you in life at all.
Okay, fair. Okay, so then I don't know. Can I like an arcade? Can I just buy candy with it, or like a Tootsie Roll, or like a little army guy? Can I do that with the internet points instead?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if that's what you want to do with them, it just seems like maybe a waste.
I just don't want to leave them on the table, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know when I'll come back to this internet again.
To this Dave and Buster's, yeah.
This online Dave and Buster's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, an online Dave and Buster's would be sad, huh? Like a VR Dave and Buster's.
A VR Dave and Buster's would be a huge bummer to like do the punch out machine, and it doesn't go that far. But you're like,
Doesn't go that far.
how was I supposed to do better? I can't hit it.
The game you really want to play is broken.
Mm-hmm.
There's just kids running around.
Yeah.
The server never checks back in with you. Just a really accurate Dave and Buster's sim. Can someone make that? Can someone make a very accurate Dave and Buster's simulator? Let me see. I'll just grab an email here. This one here is from Jade. Sorry. One of those ones where like the name of the email was, I'll say kind of an intense concept, but then at the bottom they signed it, so I went back down to check. So this is from Jade.
That's completely fair.
But this is called Sleepwalker. Hi, Josh and Logan. I listened to the episode about sleepwalking yesterday and felt a bit called out. I realized that I sleepwalk around the age of 10, and I'm in my 30s now. It's usually something like opening or closing a window, turning a fan or heater off or on, changing clothes or getting blankets, etc., eating spoonfuls of cinnamon, that kind of stuff. I added that last one. Etc., as well as trips to the bathroom. In my 20s, I realized that I also sleep eat. This wasn't brought on by too much inebriation because I was sober when was sober for over 2 years and lived alone. Okay, let me take that sentence again. This wasn't brought on by too much inebriation because I was sober for over 2 years and lived alone. I once woke up to clear evidence that I had made and parentheses must have ate a whole sandwich in my sleep. I mean, you know, I think that level of alarming is based on the size of sandwich, I think.
Yeah, because if it was a foot long, you have a problem.
Foot long, if it was a party sub.
Yeah. But if it was like what was left of a panini.
Yeah, that's not terrible. You don't got to feel too bad. But yeah, if you ordered and ate a party sub in your sleep. This has only caused a real problem once, although recently waking up with a bottle of ranch and a roll of toilet papers on my windowsill and no explanation was a little harrowing.
What makes this such a scary thing is that you, for free, for sleep and for free, are having full drunk blackout hangover experiences.
Yeah.
You know?
You're having those...
Like,
yeah,
all you did was go to sleep. Someone else would have had to drink the entire bottle.
Yeah. Someone else would have missing time.
Yeah.
You're just regularly going to sleep and then waking up with a bottle of ranch and roll of toilet paper on your windowsill.
And like a sore knuckle.
And my face painted like a tiger.
Yeah, I think I may have beat the shit out of someone.
Shit. Did I get into a fight at a carnival? Shit. About 6 years ago, I was out of town and staying with a friend of a friend, a very sweet retired vegan couple.
They woke up with a horse head in their bed.
Yeah, I made them a full like hog roast. They came down to it on their counter with an apple in its mouth. They had a guest bed and bath and were always ready to offer a home-cooked meal or fruit from their garden. So when I broke their TV in my sleep, I was understandably extremely ashamed. I was dreaming that I was trying to pull open a very heavy door. Unfortunately, I was acting that out in the room, and the door was a tall, heavy dresser with an old box TV on top. Oh, a box TV, too. Those are big.
Yeah.
Those are heavy.
Yeah.
That's back when TVs had weight. I woke up when the TV fell face first and shattered. Damn, you must have dropped it, too, because those things are hard to break. I swept up all the broken glass and waited with dread for the morning, afraid of angering the most hospitable people I'd met. This ended up being a beautiful lesson in forgiveness for me, as the wife told me that they'd wanted to update that TV for years, but wanted to wait until it didn't work anymore. Well, it didn't work anymore. I have stopped keeping junk food readily available in my kitchen, so when I wake up and realize I had slept 8, it was usually fruit or something healthy. Sometimes I think about keeping a security camera so when I see what the hell I do at night, but I quickly realized it would feel like watching the Paranormal Activity movies. That was going to be my follow-up things. Like, I don't know if you'd want to watch that.
Also, having loud foods is a very good idea. Like having just carrots. If I'm going to like sleep eat, it's going to be something that's going to wake me up.
It's going to be carrots and Pop Rocks. That's what I keep near my bed. Take care and sleep well. Thank you, Jade. Yeah, but I don't know. I think about like actually watching yourself sleepwalk. That would feel spooky. Even if you know you do it, you're watching you not being you.
Yeah.
Like not in control of you.
Yeah.
And then, what if, say, you see something else? You don't want to accidentally become a ghost hunter.
It would be funny if you were tracking your sleepwalking and then you saw a ghost.
And you're like, oh shit, there's just demons in this house.
Like,
I just wanted to see where I kept hiding the butter.
So I
every time
did eat that bag of popcorn, but the pentagram was not me.
That was not me. I was blaming myself.
Okay.
Also, too, I think them saying like, "Oh, we were going to replace it anyway." I think that was them saying that out of fear. That was them just being like, "Oh, we don't want to anger this person, so they don't."
Clearly, little and strong.
And we don't want to get strangled in both of our sleeps. I'm kidding. Well, that's good. It turned out the best way possible then.
Yeah.
To spike a TV on the ground like you just won the Super Bowl.
Or lost.
Fair.
Well, thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. You can also find me at Josh Johnson on Twitter and Josh J Comedy on Facebook. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into our mailbag, those are the 2 ways to do it. You can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, or you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. And if you want bonus content and want to contribute to the show, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and video stuff and replays of virtual live shows that we've been doing throughout this year. So head on over there and check it out. All the links and everything are in the episode bio. So everything we've mentioned, right there.
it's all happening.
It's all happening. It's all happening. It's all clickable.
Mm-hmm.
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 Stop. Okay. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification, because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Please make some noise for Josh Johnson!
It genuinely has been an insane week. You know? Yeah. No, I know. No, it's that part. I'm not going to talk about it forever, but yeah. Oh, it's what you came for? Okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't want to hear about my life. No, okay. You know, Trump took office and he immediately signed a wild amount of executive orders. They've been one-upping each other every presidency for a little while. Like, I'm pretty sure Barack Obama signed more than Bush, and then Trump signed more than Obama, and then Biden signed more than Trump. But this was like astronomical. This was a whole lot, because basically Trump went ahead and signed executive orders that rolled back a lot of what Biden did, plus his own. Right? And he did some sweeping stuff. Like, he signed an executive order that began the steps for the U.S. to leave the World Health Organization. I did not do it. But what feels kind of wild to me about the executive orders that Trump is passing, and a lot of the things that we're going to see for the next few months into the rest of his presidency, is basically just a blueprint of everything that Project 2025 said that they were going to do. It's a project that he said he knew nothing about and had nothing to do with, but now that he's in office, they seem hella tight. It's kind of like when you tell the police you don't know somebody, and then the police are like, but here's a picture of you two right here. And the picture hella incriminating, because it's not you just happening to be in the picture with them, it's you being like, hey. You say that you're not boys, but in this picture here, you're holding a different picture of the two of you together. You're like... And sure enough, yeah, Trump signed an executive order that would start the process of the U.S. leaving the World Health Organization. And I feel like there are some things that Trump is doing because they're his idea, and some things that he's doing because his aides and the people that wrote up Project 2025 are pushing him to do it for whatever their own reasons are, right? Like, I feel like they went to Trump and they were like, we need you to pull out of the World Health Organization. Then Trump was like, who? And they were like, yes. And he was like, yes, what? And they were like, who? And he's like, who? And they were like, that's what we're saying. Who's who? And then he was like, I'll do what you want me to do, but I just need to know who it is. And it's like, who is who it is? That's who we want you to do it to. We have to pull out of who? Pull out? Who? Where? Yes, because we believe that who is dangerous. Who is dangerous? Yes, who is dangerous? Where is who? Well, sir, who's all over the world? Who is dangerous all over the world? Yes, that's why we have to pull out of who. I'm not in who, by the way. I'm just standing here. We're just gonna put it on a piece of paper and we need you to sign it. All right. And this is my main thing when it comes to pulling out of the World Health Organization, is that a lot of people take for granted things that are functioning in their life. Things are either good, you expect to be good, and things that are working, you're just like, yeah, it works because it's supposed to work, right? But sometimes we don't ask enough questions on how a working thing got to the way it was. And there hasn't been enough time in between when it didn't work and now for us to remember when it didn't work. Because if we lose access to the World Health Organization, it hurts the World Health Organization by a lot, but it also hurts us because then we lose access to their labs, to their data. Most of what happens and the way that cures and vaccines come about quickly is because all these countries are able to share information, which all sort of help us leapfrog over the last breakthrough that another country had. And because it's not a race, it's just shared information. It's just a group project. And our pharmaceutical companies, by the way, also need the World Health Organization to just stay on top of things, right? And I'm no fan of pharmaceutical companies. I'm just saying I'm a fan of people who are sick getting help, right? And so my thing is, if you pull out of the World Health Organization, as good as the doctors that we have in the U.S. are, or at least can be, it won't be long before we're all just sort of WebMD. You know, it won't be long before a new thing, take something like COVID, right? No matter what you believe about the origins of COVID, you understand that something started up in China. And then because of the World Health Organization, everyone was able to talk about it, do testing. They were able to share findings. We were able to get to a vaccine pretty quickly, right? So now, let's say something comes out of another country. And we may know it's coming out of the other country from the news, but we don't actually know any breakthroughs because we're not sharing that data. And everyone has to start all over again every time they try to have a breakthrough. So now you'll just be a regular person walking up to other people like, hey, I'm just asking, just in general, just because I'm curious, but is anybody else like farting blue? No, me neither. No. That's crazy. I don't even know why I said that. That's just like crazy, but like it can happen. You know, I've been hearing on the news that it can happen, and there's people whose whole bathrooms look like a Smurf died. Like it's just stuff can happen. You know, just curious. Yeah. And then maybe someone does get sick, and then that sickness starts to spread, and maybe it's not something that we're used to. It's a completely new thing. So now you have somebody being like, "Hey, is anybody else that was like not born double jointed, been acting double jointed, like just everything can go in every which way?" Because double joint people, they seem to not hurt when they do it, but I'm in a lot of pain. So if anyone has any ideas on what to do, I've been eating as much as I can to lower inflammation, but I'm still got my head spinning all the way around when I fall asleep. And then you won't be able to distinguish certain things. There are things that are not related, that we know through science are like not related, even though they're similar, right? You'll be able to know if you have a new thing or if you have a regular version of an old thing. Just walking up to somebody like, "Hey, look, I'm not trying to get the word out like that. I'm just curious if you've ever heard of this. Do you sleepwalk? Oh, you sleepwalk too? Oh, great. Do you ever sleepwalk and just wake up with a knife every night? Like, does that just me? Okay. We'll have to look into it." This dude also signed an executive order, the one they promised to, delaying the TikTok ban. But while he was talking about it, after he signed it, he was basically saying like, "Oh yeah, you know, the U.S. should own some part of it, maybe 50%, maybe more, who knows." And it's hard to tell when Trump talks about what the government should do, if he means the government should own it or he should own it. Because I'm not gonna lie, this TikTok thing is the most mob boss thing I've ever seen. It's the most like, "Oh, you like your little thing? You're like, yeah, okay, maybe I own some of it. Maybe I own the whole thing. How about that? How about you get out of here? All right, it's mine now." One of the pettiest things that Trump did was he used an executive order to take back John Bolton's security detail. Now, I don't like John Bolton. I'm not like crying for John Bolton or anything. And if you know John Bolton, you'll know who I'm talking about. He looked like a Scooby-Doo villain. When John Bolton got the mustache of somebody who is retired from tying women to train tracks. All right? This dude one of my favorite John Bolton memories was one time he was on, I think it had to be Fox News, he was on, and for some reason, they must have been trying to kill time or something, they put John Bolton, now he was old back then, so this is old, but he was still old when this happened. They put this old man on a hoverboard. And it was as great as you could imagine. They literally try and explain to him what to do on the hoverboard while he's on the hoverboard, which is the worst time to tell somebody how to operate a hoverboard. Don't let them get on and then be like, okay, now subtly. And so then this man, not knowing what to do, sort of moves his hips a little bit, and he just starts spinning. And you can go back and watch the clip. This man is screaming, ah, ah! But Trump took back his security detail. And it was just to be petty. It's just because he doesn't like John Bolton, and John Bolton doesn't like him, right? But it's one of the pettiest things I've seen from a government official, because all he's really doing, all Trump is really saying is like, hey, look, now that I'm back, I just want to make sure if you have any ops at all, that they have as little resistance as possible. Him pulling John Bolton's Secret Service detail is like if I uncalled 911 for somebody. Like they called 911 and I called right after, be like, hey, that last dude, he was just playing. Don't come. It's not a big deal. Don't come at all. I know he's like, oh, he has a knife or whatever, but don't come. He was just trolling. Even the executive order he signed renaming the Gulf of Mexico into the Gulf of America. This is one thing that has to stop. It has to stop immediately, because we cannot make it this hard on these kids. I remember when I was a kid. I remember when I was a child in school and they told me that Pluto was not a planet, but it was, but it wasn't, but it was, but it wasn't, and it is, but it isn't. And I failed every test where they asked me what Pluto was. I was like, there was one time where it was a fill-in. You had to describe the plants and you had to talk about what gases and everything the plant was made of and why we couldn't live on that planet, why Earth was perfect to live on. And when we got to Pluto, I didn't know what to say anymore, because it had been a planet and then it wasn't a planet and then it had been a planet and it even changed like astrological signs or something like that. And so I was like, you know what? It's up there. How about that? Changing the Gulf. And then you even had publications like The Guardian being like, we're still going to call it the Gulf of Mexico, but we will call it Gulf of America for context in places where it seems fit, where the president is being quoted. I was like, it is or it isn't. No. Then you had Trump signing executive order. You had Trump pardoning everybody from January 6th. That's wild. You ever had somebody go to jail from your neighborhood? Maybe this is just too specific to me, but you ever had somebody go to jail from your neighborhood and you're like, I'm not a snitch, but thank God. Oh. There was this dude named LaDon, right? And I can say his name because he's never gonna get out. But there was a dude I knew named LaDon, and I remember when he got locked up, I was like, oh no, don't. Like, see what I mean? Because you wanna show that solidarity, but the police were taking him. I was like, oh, how dare you, 5-0. I can't stand 12. LaDon, no. Oh, but LaDon was wild. He's like a proper criminal. It's like, because then his boys were wearing like free LaDon shirts, and I was just like, Anytime I saw one of them, I was like, oh no, I hope this doesn't have the support that I think it does. There was even one of his friends that wrote to the local, I think it was council person or something, trying to get him to look into it. And I'm not gonna lie, I low-key did like a John Bolton. I also wrote to the local council. I was like, hey, he was just playing. LaDon need to be in there. Don't pay any attention to what he's saying. Like, he just kind of wilding right now. You know what it is? LaDon owe him $20 and he want the 20 back. He doesn't want him free. He should not be free. LaDon a bad person. LaDon was a bona fide monster. So now imagine LaDon go to jail. The hood is free. You've seen like homecoming parties for people when they get out of jail. I've never seen a party for somebody who just got arrested. Like, the people who felt like we finally had liberation were having a whole cookout off of this dude's charges. And then his boys with the shirt came to the barbecue. I'm like, are you happy or not? But now imagine LaDon locked up. We can finally rest easy. And then the president of the United States is like, actually, nah, LaDon, well, he not innocent, but I don't care. And now he's coming home. That's got to be what it feels like for some of these people. There were plenty of people, don't get me wrong, there were plenty people that were up there, did January 6th. They felt like the election had been stolen. They were sure that they had proof. They wanted to hang the vice president. They came in there with all the smoke, ready for all the juice. And then they get to go home too. This has to have been a wild experience if you are a J6er, because you were there. Remember when they pooped on the desk? They let them leave that day. They pooped on the desk that day, and then they were like, get out of here. And they were like, you right. And then they left. And they were very willing to be on camera. There were people interviewing each other about what they were doing. It's like, hey, Patriot, what are you doing? Oh, I'm tearing up Nancy Pelosi's office right now in protest of the election being stolen. This is me, James Atwood. I just made up a name, but they were saying their full names. They were saying their full names, and there was one dude that I'm pretty sure was trolling because he was literally getting people to say their address, and that felt insane. Like, I've never had to say my address out loud to somebody I didn't know. And then police come, and they're like, hey, get out of here. And then people left, and you saw them leave. You saw them leave different parts of the rotunda, everything, with smirks on their faces. And then over the course of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, started picking them up left and right. People started, hey, he was there. Oh, they're posting about it. It was on their social that they were there and what they did, right? Them pepper spraying, them throwing stuff at police, all that stuff. And then they start getting arrested. And they're like, what? But I thought, how could this be? How? And then they were sitting in jail. And then, before Trump left, they were like, surely he'll pardon us. And he was like, I'll see y'all in a bit. You know? Because there was a lot of like misunderstandings about who we could pardon and who we couldn't, and when people were charged and all this stuff like that. And then he becomes president again. This dude is now president again. And then he pardons them. And woof. Normally, I'm used to seeing a lot of people get out of jail through like innocence projects and stuff like that. People who did not do something. And then they're like, I never thought anyone would believe me. I thought I was going to sit in jail, and now I'm free. And they're nothing but grateful. They get out, they're hugging their families, they're crying and stuff. And that has not been the case with the J6. Everybody that got let out is very angry. They're so angry, and a lot of them have already tweeted, I'm buying a gun. And it's like, why would you tell anybody that? You were already caught on camera doing the thing, and now you're like, and now that I'm out, I've got a gun. Okay, LaDon. Like, it's crazy too, because this dude signed that executive order for Doge, for the Department of Government Efficiency, that Elon is supposed to run. Which Elon's also had a week. Because Elon was supposed to run Doge, and he was supposed to really like get in there of what the budgets were, of who everyone was and everything, and he was going to reshape government in the image that he saw best fit him, his businesses, and his worldview, right? And then, I don't know how he did it, but he already like did something that Trump didn't like.
Of course he did.
Like, it happened quickly, because this dude was supposed to have an office that was near the Oval Office, right? And then one of Trump's one of Trump's, I think a cabinet member, but maybe it's an aide. I can't remember who it was, but they told Elon outright. They were like, "Hey, you're not gonna be around here." And in fact, you're not gonna talk to the president. You're gonna talk to me. Which is wild. Now, don't get me wrong, that person is also like a huge MAGA Trump Republican, but still, the fact that they felt the need to wedge themselves between Trump and Elon already speaks volumes, because Elon, was standing behind the presidential seal. And this is how you know that a lot of people are truly out of their minds. This dude did a Nazi salute that we then debated if it was a Nazi salute for like every day after, including the day of. And I don't know if you should be allowed to talk if you can't believe your eyes. Do you know what I mean? Like, there were people that were like, that was not a Nazi salute. He was throwing his heart out to the crowd. I'm like, well, he has a weird pitch. You know what I mean? I always throw my heart like this. And he did it twice to make sure you knew what it was, which is pretty wild. One thing that I like about Elon, which is not many things, is that he always manages to quickly make the people that take up for him look super stupid. Like, really dumb. Because so many people had so many different things. They came to his defense. It was several things at once. It was like, guys, no, that was not a Nazi salute, okay? It was a Roman salute. I'm like, all right, you ever split a hair before? Apparently you don't know what that looks like. No, it wasn't a Roman salute. He has Asperger's. I know a lot of people with Asperger's. I know a lot of people that are on the spectrum. I know a lot of people with, different types of autism on different parts of the spectrum. And when I've hung out with them and they've needed to point, or they want to show me affection, you know what they never did? Anything that looked like that. It's pretty crazy. It's like 100% fundamentally insane that people within, I don't know. Maybe there's some law I don't know about where if you are a news publication and you say someone did a Nazi salute and they didn't actually do a Nazi salute, that they'll like sue you into oblivion and you just won't exist anymore. But I feel like when you see it, you can say it. And the fact that so many notable publications were like, he did a thing that appeared to be, none of us have ever got the leeway that Elon got that day. If there was a video of me stealing out of a store, the headline would not read, Josh Johnson is holding something that appears to not be his in the form of a Best Buy electronic. You see how that works? You see how when you see something, you can say exactly what it is and the world won't shatter? I do think genuinely that if people call out what they saw, they might feel the need to do something about it. So rather than do any of that, let's sidestep it and just be like, look, maybe it would, but I don't know. Who knows? These do. Like, in what world do you not know? You saw it. And you know how you know you saw it? Because Nazis saw it. And you know who was excited about it? Was Nazis. They were very excited. And if they think they saw it, then what are you doing now? If they're very sure of what it was, what do you look like being so unsure? No, it was a Roman salute. No, he has Asperger's. No, he's just awkward and he gets excited. I'm awkward. I got a lot of problems. And you know what I've never done? But truly, that's like that's a thing that I watch happen. And then so many people are like, guys, he's anything but a Nazi. He's not a Nazi. He loves Jewish people. And then we pointed to tweets where people showed whole sick conspiracy theories against Jewish people and anti-Semitic rhetoric. And then he would comment under it, that's true. But somehow he's not a Nazi. And then for everyone who was still like on the fence or still hardcore pro Elon, he's not a Nazi, y'all. He went ahead and did y'all a huge favor. He attended an AFD rally via satellite in Germany and told them, hey, you gotta let go of the past, y'all. We can't keep feeling bad about stuff that happened. The AFD, by the way, which is the most Naziest of the Nazi, it's like, no, you gotta be proud of your Germanness. These are all dog whistles, but you can hear it. You know, I hear you, dog. And then Trump signed this executive order that rolled back protections and acknowledgement of trans people, all right? And well, I didn't do it. And the thing is, you know, if there's anything that I wish Trump would ban that had anything to do with gender, it would be gender reveals. They're getting genuinely dangerous. I watched a gender reveal where they had, because they're creative in the worst ways. Because then I watched this gender reveal where they had a blue plane and a pink plane, right? And both planes were flying at the couple, right? And then I guess whichever plane, I don't really know how it's supposed to work because both planes flying, so I don't know how we're gonna figure out what the baby is. You know what I mean? So then the pink plane veered off to the right, and the blue plane kept straight. So I guess that meant it was a boy because they started celebrating, right? But they started celebrating without moving, and the plane was still coming at them. And so it's not a big plane, but it's a little bigger than a toy plane, and it hit the husband in the face and chopped his head all up. Like he's alive, he's fine, but you could tell it hit him hard, and he trying to still celebrate, but he's clearly concussed. He's 100% concussed, just oh. Didn't even put a hand out or anything. I don't know who is like winning with this thing. You know, maybe if you're a tech billionaire, you're doing very well because he's going to push through to like lower regulations so that you can make things as fast as possible, even if those things need some guardrails because they might be potentially dangerous, whatever, you know. And if you really hate other people, then yes, you're having a good week. But for Americans, like specifically for us, I don't know what these things do. You know? Like I don't know what rolling back what few protections there were for trans people does for me. I thought the election was about safety and eggs. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was like everyone was talking about eggs a lot. Like everybody was like really hitting those eggs. I didn't know eggs were everybody's favorite food. Like eggs. People weren't even talking about bread. They were talking specifically about eggs. I think a lot of people went to like Kroger or Walmart or something on the wrong day and they were like, hell no, eggs is my number one issue. I'm a one issue voter and eggs is that vote. And so I don't know what any of this has to do with eggs, but it doesn't seem like we're getting there. You know? Even the language of the executive order was weird. The language of the executive order was like, you have to treat and address people as the sex that they were assigned at conception, which is not how That's not how anything works. That's then if it's conception, dude, if it's conception when it happens, then there's no men. There would be no dudes. This is not a plan. Like this is terrifying. Don't be wrong. There are plenty of people who are scared, and there are plenty of people who don't know what to do next. And one thing I really want people to stop doing, and I'm not anybody's boss. You can do what you want. You can probably, whatever, screw me. But we're not like cooked. Don't do that thing. Don't give up immediately. Like there's a sort of rhetoric and an idea that like, oh, we're finished and this is it, and like there's nothing that can be done. It's like guys, no. But then you see people devastated, giving up very quickly. Oh man, we're ruined. We're so cooked. It's like I mean, if you believe that, then we are. Like if you earnestly believe that, then yes, absolutely, that's what cooked looks like, because cooked is done, and you like your steak raw. So, yeah, I mean, like day one, we're cooked. That's also, that kind of made me furious. I'm not gonna lie. Not even like an armed resistance attacking people or something like that. Oh, we're cooked. It's like, you saw him with his pen. Like, I'm saying genuinely, people, please, if you feel anything, then you should openly speak it. One of the reasons that these things spread, why negativity spreads, why like the general pessimism towards movement spread, is because people let their doubt reign over everything, all of their discussion, all of their thinking. It's like, I'm not saying that I know exactly what to do about executive orders that he passed that I don't agree with. Those things are for the courts to hopefully fight. But I will say, for every person that I know that was affected by an executive order that he has, that I know is scared, I talk to that person. And I tell them, hey, I'm at least here. Now, I'm not the president, but I'm here for you, locally, right? That's how you build community. And that's how you keep people from being afraid. Because people don't know. They genuinely don't know that there are people that are willing to back them up. They have no idea, right? He signed an executive order that was supposed to take away birthright citizenship for people who were not already citizens, and to stop any confusion, it was going to be birthright citizenship starting now, right? Because if it was for all time, then like half of his cabinet, they wouldn't even know where to take them, put them. And then he started work on this thing that he'd been promising. And it was a thing that people didn't really think he was going to do, of like mass deportations. And so far, these are the numbers so far as I know them. Once again, I'm willing to be like fact checked. If I'm wrong. But this is from what I've read and from what I know, this is basically what has happened. They did some ICE raids in places like Chicago, and there were some in Texas too, Arizona, and like plenty of like sanctuary cities. That's ones they were like targeting initially. I'm not sure why, because you would think in the red states that vote for this thing, they would want it first. Like that just seems like it's making nobody happy. And they rounded up some people and they went ahead and took off for Mexico. And so then they take off for Mexico. We did it. We raided. We got some people. Gonna drop them off at Mexico because these are Mexican illegal immigrants, right? And so then FAA comes on and they're like, hey, don't land here. And I do think that nobody really thought that part through. I don't think people really thought. And then even when they let them land, they were like, don't let them off the plane. Just turn around. And they were like, all right, okay. We will be back though. We'll be back with more, right? Because I should be clear here that apparently, from what I've read, just deporting these 80 people cost the taxpayer $700,000. So I do not know how we're going to save any money. I don't know how this plan is going to work. 80. There's supposedly 11 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S., right? 11 million, so 3.3% of the population, right? And we started with 80. If I owed somebody $11 million, and I told them, hey, I ain't got all that right now, but I do have this 80, I'm getting my ass beat. That's crazy. 80 and $700,000. I'm not in government. I'm not acting like I know how to fix a situation. I'm not acting like I know what to do about where we're at. But I will say this. If I know I got to spend $700,000 to get 80, this is just me. This is just me. This is just me. I'm not telling anybody else to do it. This is just me. This is what I would do if it were me and I knew $700,000 for 80. I would just tell those 80 people, listen, I'm going to break you off some. Start a new life somewhere else. You get 1/80th of 700,000, right? And come back in like 6 months, all right? Because that's one thing that you will not hear. As this whole thing builds out, you will not hear about people coming over illegally. They're going to act like it's not happening. They're going to act like it's all going one way. They're denying everything. They're denying all of these legal ways to become a citizen, legal ways to gain citizenship, legal ways to get a card or just to be able to work in the U.S. They canceled a lot of appointments for people who were doing the right thing, right? And so my thing is just use your logic and pay attention to what is not being said over the next few months to several years, because they're not going to want to admit that these people are coming in still, even while they're making these efforts, because it will make them look even more desperate, even less efficient, you know? Because they told us before the election all of these incredible stories about how migrants were coming in. They were like, and look, I don't even know how they're doing it, but in Honduras and Guatemala, they're disassembling themselves, mailing themselves here, and then reassembling themselves, and then walking around amongst us. But now that they've supposedly shut down the border, they want us to believe that all of these legal ways of entering have also just stopped. And that's not true. You're fighting a losing battle if it takes you $700,000 to send 80 people somewhere that says, hey, we're not... You know what I mean? That's one of the craziest things too. Is a deeply ironic thing that they did all this, sent the people over, and then the other countries were like, "Hey, those are American immigrants." No, that's crazy. No, and I think a lot of it. I think a lot of the like tactics that have been taken and some of the logic that's been used on the news and everything is just is genuinely like fear based. It's to like rile you up. It's to make you feel afraid and everything. And you know, even in the executive orders, like 100 executive orders or so, and so many of them don't really say anything. They don't really do anything. You just sort of make a show of signing it. You know. Because I'll be honest with you, I saw some of the raids that were taking place and some of the statements that people made and how they're taking things that were normally off the table, they're putting them back on so they can come in your church, they can come in your school. People are scared to go to places that felt safe and everything. And I will say I don't know exactly what to do. I'm not acting like I have any answers. I just don't know how possibly this is the road, like this is the tack to take, you know? Like, people will say things like, oh, they don't pay any taxes. It's like, don't they eat? Then didn't they pay the sales tax? Didn't they pay? And by the way, this not paying taxes thing, they get paid under the table by Americans, by the way. There's no job that they have that an American doesn't give them. And pay them under the table in cash and probably pay them a little less than minimum wage. Probably pay them in even numbers. So what money could you possibly stand to gain And I'm not saying the money doesn't exist, that it's not there, and that there shouldn't be a path to legal citizenship so that they can pay all the taxes that we all pay. I'm just saying that, like, are they each owing more than like $700,000 when you put 80 of them together? I don't know.
Knock.